Yeah, Egyptian guys out of the picture. It's weird. It's back with another one. The Egyptian guys out of the picture. I'm not sure if I touched on this on the previous one, but um, we're not working together anymore because he missed like 4 deadlines. I could break them down, but I'm not even in the mood. I have a feeling that this video is going to be really short. Okay, let me break them down. The first one, he was supposed to meet. We had to push that one up because he told me he had exams to write. He had to finish his masters. We pushed that one up, so he technically he missed that one. The second one he straight up missed because he was penalized for that, and then I got a refund. And then he had to make a second account because I could no longer contact him on the first one. On that second account, he told me that he'll deliver it to me on a Thursday. I forget, this was like last week Thursday. He told me he'll deliver it on a Thursday. And then I was like, dude, let me make it Sunday. And then he was like, oh, that'll be a blessing. Yeah, I remember this part from the previous video. I was talking about how he told me that it'll be a blessing if I pushed it back. So technically he missed that Thursday as well, because that was initially a deadline, and then I gave him a couple of days. Then he missed the Sunday as well, and then I was like, you know what, buddy, let me just pull the plug on you. And then he got upset about it. He was like, oh, I'll never forgive you. Buddy, you missed 4 deadlines. If anyone has the right to start talking about not forgiving the other person, it's me. Because time and time and time and time again, you let me down. I'll be a fool to keep working with you, you know? So, he's out of the picture now. No more Egyptian buddy. I'm just with my Hong Kongese guy. And I realize as I'm talking about this, it's a lot of engineers that I've spoken about on this channel that have kind of led nowhere in my journey. I've ran through a lot of engineers trying to produce this flagship pedal of mine, both flagship and debut, I guess. And yeah, I'm just left with my Hong Kongese guy, and he's capable. The reason I went through this previously. The reason I didn't go with him initially is because he wanted funds that I didn't have out the gate. So now I have those funds now. Yeah. Actually, I kind of have to work up to the full amount, but I'm not too far from them as it stands. So he's a guy I'll be going with. But we have a problem. We have a slight problem. He told me that he'll only be able to deliver my my project in March. It's January now. You know, and my patience is growing thin, bro. I know patience is a virtue, but there's a fine line between being patient and just waiting too long. I'm gonna have to go with him. I'm not about to start the whole, journey from scratch and finding a new guy. No. He's familiar with the product. I'm just gonna have to work something out with him. Yeah. He's like, nobody. The Chinese, what did he say? He said something along the lines of the Chinese Spring Festival is coming up shortly, so we will probably have to start your project in March. I was like, buddy, that cannot fly. That cannot fly, dude. March, dude. And then I looked it up. I found out that today is the 12th of January, I think, if not the 13th. Can I even check on this old phone while recording a video? I can. It's the 13th. My fault. Yeah. I checked, and the one thing about these flipping PCB manufacturers and like software guys, they love going on holiday. I promise you, because one of the local PCB guys here in my country, he told me the exact same thing like last year. Well, not that he's going on Chinese Spring Festival or whatever, but that he's going on holiday. He can only he can only begin my project in January. So I'm in this predicament again where I have to wait for a producer, a supplier, to finish up having their holiday before they can even sniff at my project. I told them, dude, this is not gonna fly. I right now, as of today, I bought another instance of the reference pedal that I once got so that my engineers could look at. Initially, the plan was to have the Egyptian guy develop the firmware and then send the pedal over to Hong Kong so that my Hong Kongese guy can handle the hardware side of things. The relationship has soured between the Egyptian guy and me. So chances of that happening, even though he did assure my Hong Kongese guy, I'm gonna call him Mr. Kwan now. He did assure Mr. Kwan, the Hong Kong guy, that he'll send the pedal through. It doesn't seem like he's gonna do that. We spoke to him yesterday, but if the past is anything to go by, this guy's not a man of his word, because he's let me down on numerous occasions. So he's out of the picture. I've kind of just, bypassed him mentally. So I went ahead. If he does send it to Mr. Kwan, that'll be cool. We'll have two pedals that we can maybe sell down the line, or that I can maybe sell down the line and, make an extra bit of cash if he does send it through. But yeah, as of today, I went ahead and I bought the pedal. I sent it straight to him. It's arriving by him around the 22nd of January, around Mr. Kwan. It's arriving by Mr. Kwan around the 22nd. And yeah, Mr. Kwan ultimately made it clear to me that he'll work on the pedal before the holiday. Because initially he wanted to work on it after the thing, like on the 3rd of March. I was like, dude, we can't possibly start the production on the 3rd of March. That's a quarter of the flipping year done, bro. But I'm in good hands, though. I'm in good hands with him. It's gonna be done, and it's gonna be done professionally. It's raining now. The biggest thing about transacting online is communication. So his communication is superb, and his quick is reasonable, like it's reasonably timed. He doesn't like respond immediately, but like all the time, but he responds rather frequently, and he actually says stuff rather than just okay, no, yes, will do, okay, I will, thank you, you're welcome. Good God, bro, you can't be that intelligent, like pertaining to electronics, but then you can't communicate very well. And it's not a language barrier thing. It's just a care thing. If you cared to really answer my question, you would. You know what I mean? Even if it was in broken English or whatever, you'd answer my question rather than just saying okay. I've asked you a million things in that text. How are you just gonna say okay? How are you just gonna say I will and then you don't? That dude's gonna piss me off. But yeah, this comes with the territory, man. Comes with the territory for real. No one said it was gonna be easy, even though I tried my best to make it easy. So yeah, that's where I stand now. sold my amp. I'm not sure if I told you I sold my amp, my Fender Champion 20, to a bunch of kids in my city. I met up with them. They look pretty cool, you know. Two brothers, one dark-haired kid and one blonde kid. And yeah, they told me that they both play guitar. I was like, that's cool. You should send me some of your stuff. I felt like an I felt like I was I was passing down the torch to like some youngsters. I handed him. The names were. They're not gonna see this. Nor is anyone gonna track them down and kill them. But like their names were Jordan and Tyler. I handed him the amp and I was like, you should you should have seen me, bro. Like the the nerve of me, bro. Like the nerve of me, bro. You should have seen me. I handed him the amp, right, and then I was like, and then I pointed at both of them, and then I was like, and then I was backing up slowly, and then I was like, I want to hear y'all stuff. Like, who the hell do I think I am, bro? Like, it was so funny. I want to hear y'all's stuff. I want to hear you guys' stuff. All right, yeah, I want to hear you guys' stuff. I felt like I was passing down the torch for real. It was funny, and it was cool. I had a chat with the Jordan kid on WhatsApp later on. I was like, who are some of your influences? And then he said Guns N' Roses and Nirvana. And then upon reading those names, I was like, dude, these are really old names. They probably got their taste from like their uncle or something. And then when then I texted him, and I was like, dude, these are really old bands. You probably, got your taste in music from like a parental figure or something. And then he went on to say, well, yeah, my uncle, he said his uncle. He was like, yeah, my uncle, he plays guitar and we hung around him a lot. I was like, dude, I'm spot on, bro. I'm spot on with this shit. But yeah, the amp is gone now. A lot of my stuff is going slowly, but it's a sacrifice. A lot of my stuff is going, and it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. I don't mind waiting. The fact is that the problem is that I've got people waiting on me. You know what I mean? Like I've got people who've bought their own copies of the pedal, and I have to deliver the pedal to them, and they've been waiting for a while now. And to think that I'm pretty much, good God, dude, to think that I'm pretty much at the start of things, I'm not exactly on like ground zero when it comes to development of the pedal, because my engineer understands what needs to go into it. He's familiar with it, Also, I have the funds to pay for it, so I could be at a worse position is what I'm trying to say. I wish he could like knock out my pedal in a month, dude. I feel like maybe I'm being naive, but I feel like he's like all of these engineers are being like babies. I was gonna say over meticulous, but they're being babies, dude. Just knock it out in a month before you go on your holidays. The holiday is on the 17th of Feb. It's the 12th right now. Maybe I'm being unrealistic because again, he's only gonna receive it on the 22nd. Also, he did say that the date that I saw is the government date. He said something along those lines, like the government is dated date or something, and that they go on holiday 7 or 8 days beforehand. So, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. But we persevere, man. Patience is key. Patience is a virtue. And I need to stop pacing around like I constantly do. I'm pacing right now as well. Because that only makes time move slower, or your perception of time moves slower. I think about everything, dude. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, you know, or I go to sleep. I think about everything right now. I say right now, like constantly, I've been alongside all this stuff that I just spoke about. I think about the girlie that I'm trying to reach out to, pertaining to the marketing and the promotion of the Full Physical brand as a whole, you know, and how unwilling she might be. She could possibly be. She might be like, "Oh, dude, that's cute and all, but see, that isn't, you know, something I'm interested in," and that would break me. That would break me. I'd be like, "Damn, dude." I'm not sure why it would break me though. Maybe it's because I've thought about her for a while, and I've kind of imagined all these scenarios of us, you know, just building this brand and being great. I keep thinking of scenarios of us being, you know, invited to like overseas events and stuff pertaining to guitar and like guitar pedals and stuff like NAMM and stuff. I keep thinking about the instance of us being invited to go to NAMM and like display our brand and our pedal and whatnot. And how I'd be like, "Yo, sis, I hope your visa's alright. You know, sort out your visa. One of these days, we're gonna head to the US and we're gonna have like a nice little booth there for a couple of days." Yeah, I just keep thinking about stuff like that. To be honest with you, like to be completely honest with you, I've been thinking of this from a very knight in shining armor kind of perspective. And I feel like that's why I'm afraid that me reaching out to her will flop, because it's very apparent that she doesn't need like some kind of dude just gonna come through and like quote unquote save her or anything. You know, this is me being honest with you. Hopefully she can view it from a perspective of, you know, I'm just securing another form of income, you know, because she's got like a couple of sources, like income sources. So hopefully she can view it from that perspective, not necessarily the one where, you know, a guy's coming through and he's offering me an opportunity of a lifetime, because Lord knows that the funds that I've been thinking about offering her aren't anywhere near, you know, life-changing funds. They kind of like pocket money, you know, the funds that I'm thinking of throwing her away monthly, especially when you factor in the fact that she stays in a very like one of the most probably the most expensive city in South Africa. That's the thing. So she's gonna view what I'm trying to throw, what I'm trying to hand her as peanuts, and she's gonna scoff it. She's gonna laugh at me, and it's gonna feel like that one. I was gonna say that one meme where like the dude the little character fell to the floor with his burger and his chips and his drink, and then the hot girlies are just kind of looking over him and like laughing at him and scorning him. It's gonna feel that way and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, dude. So yeah, hopefully I land that. I'm 24 in 11 months, I need to get out of here. It's not cute anymore. It's not cute anymore. At all. I need to get out of here. Intentions are rising, you already know that. I need to leave. And I'm ready to leave, bro. I'm ready to go. Thanks for listening, man. I love you. Jesus loves you. I'll see you in the next one.